Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex if you're new. I just make videos about lifestyle, motherhood, yeah. And today I wanted to share with you guys my 37 to about 38 week update. Today is Thursday and I turn 38 weeks on Saturday. So, I'm kind of just saying it's in between there. But we have a bit to talk about. I do want to say a disclaimer, if the lighting or anything about this footage is weird, please comment below. Tell me what you think. I'm using a new camera and I'm learning a lot, and so I don't know if the settings are correct right now. In my point of view right now it looks kind of orange, but I don't really know how to fix that. So we're just gonna go with the flow for today, and hopefully I can continue to learn more and go from there. But anyways, I'm 37 weeks and I am just so happy to be this far. It seems kind of crazy because it feels like this pregnancy has just completely flown by. And I definitely attribute that to so much going on in the world, so much going on in our personal lives, and then also having a toddler. So it feels like it's just flown by. I can't even believe that we're at 37 weeks, and I am just so excited and ready to meet baby girl. Yeah, I am not going to be announcing her name officially until her birth vlog, but we do have a name picked out, and some people know. We haven't really been like, we're not saying it, but it's just, I'm gonna wait in the videos until her birth to tell you guys, and for when you meet her. But yeah, so let's get into this before I just waste a ton of time. So the past 2 weeks, she has definitely been dropping so much, and I can tell just from how my pelvis has felt and just the amount of pressure and movement, and like I feel like I can feel her turn her head, maybe even her hands, I'm not for sure. But I had noticed that before my 36-week appointment, and I had brought that up to my doctor, and she was like, okay, like, we will see. As she measured my fundal height, she definitely said that the fundal height is measuring smaller now, and that is probably because she's moving down into my pelvis. And so that kind of proved that, and that made me feel a lot better, because I was like, I really think that she's dropping. And yeah, it turned out true. And then at my 37-week appointment, she was also like continued to drop more, and is still measuring like smaller, like she's in my pelvis. But I've been having some pelvic pain. I've been getting more tired again, and then I've just had like bursts of energy where I just have to clean and nest and get everything ready. We're getting so close to having almost everything like in tip-top shape. Not everything is, but I'm at a point now where I feel so comfortable if she were to come, which is great, because a few weeks ago, actually not even a few weeks ago, but like 2 weeks ago when I filmed my last update, I was very anxious on her coming, because I felt like there was just so much that needed to be done, and that I was just never going to be ready, and that she was going to come and nothing would be done. So now I'm a bit more comfortable with that. And a new symptom that has come up the past couple weeks, but mildly and very off and on, not all the time, it doesn't last very long, but I get really bad headaches and nausea. And when I brought this up to my midwife, she was like, typically that's when like the baby is like hitting your pelvic floor, I believe is what she said, and so it can like send that kind of response to your brain. And And so she just said to keep an eye on that. I think the biggest reason she would be concerned is baby's positioning, but it doesn't last long, but it does happen. I have also been starting to have a few contractions, nothing very regular. Last night I was having some regular ones, but they were so mild that it was like you could barely kind of time them, because it was just like hard for me to even focus on it. So I was just like, I'm not gonna do this. If this is early labor, that's great, but I just need to be distracted right now. Let's see what else. I've had a handful of contractions that have lasted like 3 minutes long, so that was kind of concerning, but it seems to not be a big deal, and it doesn't happen very often. My back pain is bad, and I'm very uncomfortable. My back pain is like almost all the way through my back, like about where my belly gets big, and I think it's just from her pulling so much, her weight pulling, and yeah, I just have a lot of pain there. I'm starting to have more lower back pain, but I have more pain like just inside in my pelvic area versus anything on the outer, if that makes sense. This one is a bit TMI, so just so you know, but I have had pretty consistent like constipation throughout this pregnancy. Nothing like too horrible where I've had to take laxatives or anything like that, but within the past week and a half now, like that is completely gone, and I don't know if it's just because she's so low, it kind of just doesn't make sense. But I know that a lot of people will clear themselves out, like their body will clear themselves out right before labor, and so that's been like, oh, like is it today, is it today? But yeah, and I've also had more gas, so that's lovely too. I don't know if that has anything to do with my diet. I haven't really changed anything, but I don't know, there's too many factors to say for sure, but I am just assuming right now that it's pregnancy. And the last few things that I would like to mention are, I think it was just about a few days ago, it was almost a week now, but last Saturday was the first day that I noticed my feet are starting to swell. They are not swollen badly, but they're just starting to. And I don't think the swelling on my feet started this early with my son, but I know that it got really bad with him. Like not too horrible, but like there were a couple concerns from it. But that's just really uncomfortable and sometimes painful. I really just have to be mindful of resting and putting my feet up, and just the positions that I'm sitting in. But yeah, that's not a fun symptom, but it's like bound to happen, I assume. At least most of the people that I know, when they're pregnant, their feet swell. And then also, I believe that I have lost part of my mucus plug a couple times. I noticed that's kind of how it was whenever I was pregnant with Asher. I had just noticed a couple times. That's all I'm really gonna say, but like, yeah, that one's kind of TMI too. Sorry for not giving a warning, but it's a pregnancy update, like, you know. Lastly, stretch marks. An update on stretch marks. I don't really have a lot, but I have more than I did with my son, which is surprising. I believe I'm just gaining weight in other places. Well, I'm gaining weight in the same places that I did with him, but I think I am more so this time. But I have no stretch marks on my belly as of right now. I think I'm starting to get one above my belly button. I will show you guys. But with Asher, I only got a stretch mark on my belly where my piercing used to be, and I still have that one, but it's not like extra stretched or anything. But kind of near that, I think I'm starting to get a little tiny one. But I have some actually like on my side, which is really interesting. It's kind of like above my hip, There's like 2 or 3, they're really small, but one of them's like directly on a vein, so it looks like purple. I'll show you guys, but those ones there, that's all that I've gotten on my belly. I personally believe the stretch marks are fully genetic, and so it just depends on the person. But I have gotten them on the front of my thighs a lot this time, and I didn't have that last time. And then like kind of where my lower back starts to meet my butt, I've gotten some more there too. And then on the back of my calves. So yeah, that's a fun thing. Yeah, those kind of started popping up probably around 33 to 34 weeks, I want to say, but they really became noticeable at 35 and 36 weeks. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to it, so that's why it kind of took me later to notice, but it is kind of something I forget to bring up. And so all on that note, I had my last doctor's appointment, my midwife appointment, whatever you want to call it, on Tuesday, and she checked me. She did a cervical check. I had agreed to that. I decided that I wanted to, just because I felt like things were progressing and moving along, and it was just, things are so much different this pregnancy versus my first, and so I just kind of wanted the validation, but you know, whatever. So she checked me, and I am 1 centimeter dilated, which was just like, yes, thank God, because I knew, I thought so. Like, it's so nice to know that I was right, and just to know that like we're 10% of the way, regardless of if I'm gonna go into labor today or like in the next couple weeks, but like we are 10% there. So I'm excited about that. I'm also 50% effaced, and she said baby's stationed at about -2, so she is in like my pelvic area. So yeah, we are getting there. I am assuming that baby girl is going to be here any day. It's basically just baby watch around here, trying to get things done, keep things super extra like sanitized and clean, and we just still have more of that to do, but we basically have everything that we need for her. I did recently buy some more diapers and another hatch rest. This is a sound machine. Let me see if I can get this to focus. This is a sound machine, and we use it for Asher as well. And I wish that we would have gotten it sooner for him, because he was a very light sleeper, and I think that helped a lot. So we're gonna have that, and since we recently moved him into his room, we kind of need one for our room for her. So that's the whole deal on that. But I love it. I love that you can do so many different sounds, and that it has a nightlight on it. It's just, I love it. You can control it from your phone. Anyways, we're gonna move on to things that I'm doing right now to prepare for labor and delivery, because I want to do it naturally. I am planning on doing it in a birth center. Our birth center is located inside of our hospital, so I'm super comfortable with it being there, and our hospital also has a NICU, so we won't have to worry about transporting if anything would go wrong, but it's not likely because I am very low risk, and you have to be low risk and be qualified from your doctor or midwife to birth in this birth center. And so I'm kind of planning on a water birth. They have these giant jacuzzi tubs, and the only reason I say kind of is because I don't know how I'm gonna feel and what's gonna feel the most comfortable when I am laboring, and so if I decide that's not what feels best, then I'm not gonna do it, but I'm still gonna be doing it naturally. And instead of like, my room at the birth center is more of like a hotel room versus like a hospital room, so there's not a hospital bed, it's like a queen size bed, and things are different, more comfortable. I'm super excited for that. But yeah, so I'm preparing for how we're gonna go about this. I would say, and what I've heard from a lot of people, is breathing is the biggest thing. Breathing through your contractions and just learning how to like basically control your breath. But yeah, so yoga and meditation are high at the top of the list. I honestly have not been doing yoga as much as I should. I'm sure that it would make my body feel a lot better, but meditation is the biggest thing. And I have been doing a lot of Bridget Taylor's meditations. She's a birth doula and she has a channel here on YouTube, and I will link her down below because I seriously just, if you're pregnant and expecting, or you want to have a baby one day, or your partner is gonna have a baby, or whatever it may be, anything that has to do with birth, I definitely recommend checking her out. Her videos are so educational and beneficial. But anyways, she has I think it's Built to Birth meditations, and there's 13 of them, and I've been listening to them a lot, doing those, and I plan on using those throughout my labor, just popping some headphones in and just like going into my own world and doing it. But some things I'm doing to prepare right now are I'm using our birth ball. I actually have to leave. I'm running out of time. Hey guys, so as you can tell, I'm picking up like a couple days later. I was finishing filming that video and ran out of time, realized what time it was and was just like, had to go. I believe I was just telling you guys some things that I'm doing right now to kind of like prepare for a natural labor and delivery, because I am doing it at a birth center and hoping to possibly do a water birth, just depending on how things go. That's the plan. But I'm not quite sure where I got to, so I'm just gonna start from the beginning. And so I've been using a birth ball, bouncing on it, watching a lot of Bridget Taylor's videos here on YouTube. She is a doula. Also, I'm sorry, it's really distracting for me, but like, I'm so sorry about the lighting. It's like orange and it's just not good. I don't know what I can do to make it better. Hopefully I can figure that out soon, and maybe I'll just get some lighting. But that's really distracting. I'm sorry about that. Doing squats like about every other day, not every day, because I'm already just like running around with Asher all day, so I don't always just want to do some squats, but sometimes here and there I'll drink some red raspberry leaf tea. I need to get some more, and that's why I haven't drank any in the past couple days. But yeah, I definitely think that benefited me in my last pregnancy with Asher. Essential oils have been so key for relaxing for me, for my muscles, and just like using breathing techniques with that. So I plan on incorporating that with my labor and meditation. Bridget Taylor, her YouTube channel has a Built to Birth series of meditations that I am loving, and I have been listening to them a lot. I believe it's like hypnobirthing, and so that's something I really plan to utilize throughout my labor and delivery. I've used a little bit of nipple stimulation, not a ton, since I am just now 30 weeks today, or 38 weeks today. It's been a long day. I'm tired and I am pregnant, so my brain is just not working clearly. And I'm also just reading some of Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. I believe I've mentioned that before in previous videos, but I like that book a lot. It's got a lot of positive birth stories in it as well. And I've just been listening to a bunch of positive birth stories in general. Those have been very beneficial, just to like have positive thoughts versus negative, and scary stories, traumatic stories, all of that are things like I want to avoid. I am doing my best to be educated on things that could happen and what I want to do if that happens, but the focus right now is the good and positive, because I believe that you're gonna manifest it. So and positive affirmations. Yeah, and so today I turned 38 weeks. It's Saturday, July 25th, and I just yesterday actually thought that I was going into labor for real. I was having like constant contractions for about an hour, and then before that, like, there was an hour break, and for an hour I was starting to have like some cramps, just something mild, and then so those constant contractions lasted about an hour to an hour and a half after that, and then they kind of just like started to fizzle out, like just a few here and there, and then it was just like gone. So I really thought though yesterday that it was gonna be the real deal, because they continue to get worse, but here we are, still pregnant, and that's fine. So yeah, I still just can't believe that we're already at 38 weeks. It's just gone so incredibly fast, and I'm just so happy that we've made it here and baby girl is healthy. I'm just working on doing positions that are comfortable for me, and ways to get her flipped to where she's just in a good position for birth. She is head down, but I do believe, at least within the last week, she has been facing like my belly, so her feet are this way, and I believe it's best for labor and delivery for their back to be like against your belly, if I'm thinking right, but I don't know. I'm just doing positions to get her, or movements and posture, having a posture, just things that are going to help get her in a optimal position for labor and delivery. And yeah, not too much else to update on. I have just been having some contractions here and there basically every day, and so I've just been hanging out on my birth ball a lot. Nothing else is really comfortable. I think she's dropping more, but yeah, I go to the doctor on Tuesday if I make it, and so I'll have an update then. I am going to be vlogging all next week, because I would love to have a vlog before we have her, just like our last week or so, a few days, whatever it may be, just as a family of 3. I know I haven't had many vlogs lately, and many that have had Asher in them. I am doing my best to respect Asher's privacy, because he's going through a lot right now too. But yeah, also things have just been crazy. It seems like I have a lot of videos to edit and upload for you guys, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. We'll get into the belly shot. Thanks for watching. Bye.